Sausalito. It is just across the Golden Gate Bridge, or in my case, a short ferry ride across the bay from Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco, which I got to by cable car.
Well, I'm right now in Sausalito, and the background is San Francisco, which is almost like forever in a fog. And in San Francisco, as well as here, you never know if you're too cold or too hot. And right now is the last day of June, and feels cold. It's a sunny day here on Sausalito, even though San Francisco is in a fog. Temperature is below 20. And in Francisco, I woke up this morning as 11 degrees. I received an email from someone, I'm gonna call her Anna. Her question for me is, I am thinking about having a hypnosis session for attempting to find out what happened during a missing time event that I and another person experienced together about 30 years ago. My question is, if I had this session with you, could the other person be present to observe? Yes, Anna, of course, it's your session. You can invite someone else to observe, to sit in the same room. My office has 2 extra chairs beside the treatment recliner. So the answer is yes, it's your session. You can bring as up to 2 people to sit in a session. And as I normally say, it's your session, do whatever you'd like to do. I have a lot of people who audio record their session, and some people even video record their session. I was doing online sessions with memory recall, and an Australian woman, she recorded on Zoom the whole session, and actually she put it out, posted it on her own channel on YouTube. I think I'm going to put a link under this video so that you can have a look. Me in action for a whole session of hypnotic regression. So yes, you can bring people, and interestingly, a lot of people actually do that as recalling their subconscious memories. There's always something about their conscious mind that can freak out, which is understandable. And so having someone else holding a space or witness or sitting in there might ground you a little better. And if you think about it, how you forget the memory at the first place is like there must be some trauma in it. And I work a lot with a lot of people who had the difficulty right now recalling memories. Some people, for example, could be the memory loss could be, or the time loss could be drug induced. I wrote a blog post about drug rape case. And yes, I do work with a lot of people who have so-called otherworldly encounters, which also can count for their memory loss. And here they are, 30 years later, for example. For Anna, this kind of memory still haunts them, even though a lot of people, they choose to forget their memories because of it can be a coping mechanism for varieties of the reasons. For example, if it's otherworldly, like alien abduction, for example, involved, it could be whoever involved, say the ET beings, if they have the technology, they have the ability to abduct you, they do have ability to wipe out some certain memories so that your life, you can go on without having those unexplainable memories haunting you. And sometimes could be the conscious mind doesn't make sense of what happened, because the conscious mind, we need to use language to think, to understand it, to make sense of it, to rationalize it. And since it's otherworldly, there is no language that can describe it, like dreams. A lot of people instantly forget their dreams upon waking up because it doesn't make sense. So in the same way, if they experience doesn't make sense, then your conscious mind doesn't want to register it. However, what enables the hypnotic regression is your subconscious mind does remember everything you have ever experienced. Body is part of the subconscious mind. So we can recall hidden or suppressed memories in a hypnotic regression. And then another reason that people may tend to forget certain memories might be trauma. And so that would be the coping mechanism. The subconscious mind is so traumatized that it doesn't want to bring to your conscious awareness what it is, so that you don't have to relive the pain all the time. So you kind of conveniently let's forget about the pain. But of course, people don't forget. Like Anna, 30 years later, the memory still haunts her. So yes, I do work with a lot of people locally in Vancouver, Canada, or internationally online, who have hidden memories or missing time. And sometimes it takes a readiness and a willingness for the time to be right to do it. But people tend to have a knowing, inner knowing, like for Anna, again, 30 years later, finally she wanted to investigate it. Now, subconscious mind works differently. Most people don't even remember what they had for breakfast last Wednesday. So how can they remember an experience 30 years ago? We go into timeless place. So like a gear, when you drive the vehicle, you don't necessarily have to go from gear number 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. You can shift from 1 to 5 if your speed is fast enough. So that's the number 0, that subconscious memory enables us to shift into any time, any other time. So it's not linear anymore in a subconscious level. Memory is not linear, so that you can still access it if it's yesterday or 1 year ago or 10 years ago or 30 years ago. So the good news is, really doesn't matter how much time has passed. Subconscious memory is not stored in the same area in your brain as the conscious memory does. It's stored in the limbic system. So through hypnotherapy regression, we can access it just as the same. It really doesn't matter the passage of time, as the subconscious memory is not processed the same way. Right now, I am enjoying this beautiful day in Sausalito, and with a glass of wine on the patio. Hopefully, this memory, this visit, is going to have many years to come for me to remember. Then the memory works in a way when we truly live in the moment, as they say, living in the moment. Fully, where the conscious mind and subconscious mind are aligned, there's really no need to remember things because you don't forget. When we live in the moment, the passage of the time is not registered the same way as the conscious memory or the subconscious memory. It's the same. So the enjoyment of the moment is a key for any memory that you need to bring up. When you need to bring up, it's always there.